Wow. Hi, and welcome everybody back again to another amazing Atos Global Manufacturing Fireside Chat number 5. Oh, I've just been into an immersive world. I can tell you today we have something very special because, well, right after our last session, we had questions afterwards when we mentioned our virtual environments, our virtual plans. So we thought about let's see them and just let's talk about them a little more, how they look like, what you can do with it. But I'm just the host for today. I'm so happy you are here. If you're interested in placing your questions, you can do so at the very first time, whenever you want to go into the chat. And also, we might provide afterwards the links to the other fireside chats we have already created. Today, I have not just one, but two special guests that also evolved because you were interested into a great solution. But now let's start with the first one. And it's an absolute pleasure to bring you back on stage for the second time. Hi, Thilo. Thilo Stieber, Chief Digital Officer Manufacturing. Welcome back to our Fireside Chats. Hi, Thilo.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for inviting me the second time. Hi, everybody.
It's great that you are here and you brought something special because at the very beginning we said okay, first technical things, theoretical things like how does an Atos Smart Manufacturing studio session look like? What can our customers expect? You brought us up the different topics that they are tailor-made, especially to the customer needs. But then the question we're okay, but what are we showing customers? How can we make some of the showcases and demonstrations more tangible? And I think you worked hard over the last couple of days bringing the demo we're going to see live on stage, and I'm looking forward on that. So what can we see today, Thilo?
Absolutely right. So in the last session, I talked about all the elements of our smart manufacturing studio approach. And I mentioned this virtual studio, virtual plant tool. And as you stated, we got a lot of questions about what is that exactly. It sounds interesting. So we thought it makes sense to give you today a deep insight in that solution approach, which can be used in different ways. And before I will hand over to Max, our expert in that tool, I just want to give you a little bit a small overview about how that tool can be used. As we stated last time, it's a tool we are using virtual reality technology to visualize plants. This tool can be used in one scenario, which all the journey started as a kind of marketing tool that you can take your colleagues, customers through a walk through your plant. But this is not only the main use nowadays. We saw that thanks to new technology like industrial IoT and IoT, we can enrich this approach by converting this virtual marketing tool to a real tool where you can plan your plant. And that is what we would like to show you today. How can be used that tool, not just for marketing, also really to create benefits in your plant management. And that's therefore I ask Max to show it live, what it is, how what are the features you can use, how you can expect, and how easy it is to set it up. And therefore perfect. I would ask Max, please.
Yes, Max, please come on stage here. He already is. Maximilian Meier, pre-sales and industry expert, global business development for manufacturing. So great that you are joining us, and you already heard it. So Thilo said, you are going to present us something very awesome and very great. So we are all looking ahead of what you have in your pockets for us today.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Thilo and Friso. Very happy to be here today. Oh, as already stated, my name is Maximilian Meier, and I'm working within Atos as a business developer for Industry 4.0 solutions. And I'd like to give you an introduction to our virtual factory demonstrator today, as Thilo already has mentioned. Let's jump directly now to the virtual plant. Here you can see the starting point of the virtual tour, the map of the factory in 2D. From there, now you can directly go into the 3D visualization of the shop floor.
Nice, wow.
Now you can have a virtual walk through the production facility, as Thilo has mentioned. And here I'm going to show you now the features of this virtual factory. The first aim of the visualization was to give virtual tours. You can show the machines, the warehouses, and the overall factory setup. This is used, for example, to give tours for the management or even for marketing campaigns. But as Thilo has stated, during the new technologies and with the help of new technologies, this time the tool was then even more and more used for factory planning. And because this image is true to scale, you can do very precise measurements like distances between the machines or even whole areas. I also want to show you this feature. So as I said, you can do here now very easy measurements of the path between the machines. And as I said, very easy and simple. You can measure whole areas and whole spaces.
Oh, perfect. So that's really just like the real size as it is. It just like at the beginning looked like a 360-degree image. So it's measured
Exactly.
and it's exactly measured. Okay. Sorry
It's
for checking
exactly
that.
measured. No, that's very important, Friso. And it's true to scale and it's measured very precisely.
Wow.
And this feature is now used for effective production planning. Examples, therefore, are the layout planning and the relocation of, for example, machines, containers, or workplaces. And it's even possible to digitize the machines and to move them around and to see if they fit into the new location. But now let's come to the third and most interesting feature I want to show you today. The virtual plant management. You have seen the virtual factory, and now the next step is to connect the virtual factory image to real production data to even manage the production digitally. This brings a lot of business benefits. Plant operators can check the status of machines and processes from anywhere at any device in real time and are so able to do a proactive monitoring of their production. And therefore, we have created so-called points of interest for all the different machines or things you want to have a look at. The system can here highlight real-time events so that you're able to react faster to any issue. If an issue is about to occur, the maintenance or service process can be triggered immediately, to just name a few examples. In total, with this real-time data integration, manufacturers can significantly improve the uptime, the OEE, and have faster reaction times, at the same time as avoiding unplanned downtime, errors, or accidents. And now let's see how this works. Therefore, we can integrate any data our customer wants to. For our demonstrator here, now we have included three different data streams for three different scenarios. The first scenario is the OT data directly from the machines to monitor the important KPIs. You can see here four connected CNC machines. Where their data is connected, like availability, job progress, spindle health, or energy consumption, they are measured and displayed here in the dashboard on the left. The next scenario is the integration of production IT informations. In this case, we have integrated the specific informations of the Wi-Fi routers. With that, we are able to detect any issue within the network visually directly in the factory viewer. And for example, here the Wi-Fi router 2 is red at the moment. With a simple mouse click, you can see that the firmware update of this router is not up to date, and you can trigger an update. And with that functionality, you can also detect some cybersecurity risks, which is here the third scenario in the map. With that, you can, for example, measure the data throughput at some important ports and trigger a warning when the data throughput is unusual and a potential risk is spotted. But now, last but not least, I'd like to show you the real-time data capturing of the machines, one of the most interesting things. Here we can see again our four machines. And now let's just start me the machine. We have to wait a second.
But it's already quite interesting. So a lot of things you cannot just walk through. You see real live data out of your factory plant. You see alerts
Exactly.
coming up, and then you can react on that. Okay, wow.
And that is now exactly the point. You have seen the icon of the machine 1 turned into red, which seems, oh, the machine has an issue. We can now go directly to the machine. We can click on the icon, and now we can see the real-time sensor value. In this case, energy consumption of the machine is measured. And you can see the red line, it's the threshold. and the live data is above the threshold, which means, oh, the machine is not working as usual and there is some problem. And with this functionality, you can then now already trigger a maintenance or a technician to do the process of maintenance. And you can also create there on fast routing. That's another functionality. So combined with the information of the real-time data and that you have an issue, you can do a routing. You can go to the map and select the starting point of the routing. And now routing is created. This route can then send to the technician or to the maintenance worker together with the already existing information of the issue and the error which the machine has. And then the maintenance worker or the technician is guided to the machine. And he can already check the way he has to go before, if there are any obstacles and if it's the fastest way. Exactly. And that's it, how the virtual factory is actually looking like. And I hope I can give you a first overview of what this virtual factory is capable to do and how to integrate real-time data to better manage your plant and to have better working hours and better working conditions for you as a plant operator. And with that, I will go back to Friso. Thank you a lot and
Well,
open for
thanking
questions.
you. Thank you. Well, Max, that was impressive first to see. It's like at the very beginning, I was like, oh, wow, nice picture. But it's like Thilo mentioned it, it's about virtual reality, augmented realities, but it's a one-to-one, let's say it's more than a digital twin because it has all the data points exactly measured out. So that's what you say, you can plan where to put things, where to store things, if it's capable of housing a new machine. But it's also like the real time and the live data, which just makes it very, very, very interesting. So with like my glasses on, I could just like here being in Vienna and monitoring my plant anywhere at the end of the world in Malaysia. Is that something that could work out?
Yes, exactly. So with this software solution, you can you can you can go to your plant anywhere with any device. So having it on a mobile phone, on a tablet, on a PC, and in a browser, or even as you mentioned on the HoloLens, you can go directly to anywhere in the world where your factory is located and can have a walkthrough and can also look to how is my plant operating at the moment with the points of interest.
Wow, that's really quite impressive. Well, another question, and you already saw right now the link. If you want to go for a smart manufacturing studio session, you just saw the link in the video. You can play back, but we're also going to put it in the chat window here afterwards, after this session, so you can see that live and really test it out. But that's the one thing. How do I come to sort of a plant like this? Now that's a demo plant, which is nice, but well, my plant looks completely different. I have other machines. How do I get it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Friso. So for the capturing of the virtualization, we're working together with a partner. In this case, it's the partner Navis. It's from a startup from Munich, and they are developing the hardware products to capture the 3D visualization, as well as the software to have here this 3D plant viewer. And with the hardware products they're producing, it's very simple, and it's within days. You can speak about days to capture a whole factory, and even bigger as this factory here.
Wow. And you say like days, it's really just like what I call up and I go and say, hey, go at my factory. How soon can I then be here in my virtual studio back again and have it? Like, is it like just like in days completely? It's just that you're taking pictures. So a complete project time. Thilo, you know more about that. How long does it take us to really set up like sort of an environment with real life data, as we saw for the Wi-Fi router or cybersecurity or the real-time sensor data? Do you know that, Max or Thilo?
Yeah, maybe let me give you some experience we made with first customer projects. As Mark stated at the beginning, it was more planned for auditing, for plant planning, where you do a virtual copy of your plant once a year. But not talking about in days or weeks, but we're having now with the chance to get more data. We see now there's a request to update your plant more frequently. And as Max stated, with our partner Navis, he established a partner network around the globe, meaning wherever your plant is, we have people close to your plant with the right equipment and the right expertise to be there on your ground and to make a copy of your let's say plant. And that is a question about one day where people walk through. Maybe Max, you have maybe a picture of these tools, or maybe in the background, that you get a feeling how that tool looks like. Where people walk through your plant makes the picture, and then while it's not days of hours, it's because of data privacy. You can imagine if you walk through your plant, you have a lot of people standing around. You see papers which you would like to show everywhere. So that after they're making a copy, there's a kind of image improvement where privacy reasons, some elements will be removed, and that's why at the moment it takes. We talk about days and not hours to make a copy of your plant. But easy around the globe, partners calling them, making planning a walkthrough without reorganizing your plant over the weekend to make it clean looking, and then afterwards just a little bit time to refresh the image.
Wow. Well, that's really impressive. So it's really just like a fast-paced thing, and I can have it done right now within days or weeks. And yeah, you say it, data privacy, so data privacy of people, person, but also from documents, machine details or production details are hidden afterwards and blurred out, or that wherever you are, if you would see the data, nothing comes out at that point. And yeah, Thilo, it was not prepared, but you asked Max if he has sort of a machine. How does it look like? Is it like with the cars you see all going over the streets? Oh, wow. Okay. So Max, this is one of the machines, yeah?
This is one of the machines, yeah. You can just go with this car through the production facility, and it is equipped with cameras and LiDAR sensors to measure at the same time the pictures as even the distances and the scaling. So you have at one shot all the different visualizations and the scalings, and the measurements.
Wow. That's very
nice.
You
see, it looks not that difficult. So if you say if you are planning to make updates very frequently, or if you have many plans, it's also an option for the customer to do it but by themselves. There's no partner needed. You get such a device, you get a trained person, and then it can be done by yourself.
Wow. So it's really an easy thing to do, sort to say, like you can start measuring and have that within your days. The manufacturing plan could also include like the office parts of your manufacturing sites and all that, because you also show like indoor navigation, which sometimes is also quite key, being fast to a non-production unit, right, for sure. But on the other hand, really to find it and where to go, that's awesome. But it's like, now, if somebody asks us now, how can I get it? It's like, how do we start? It's like a smart manufacturing session could be a kickoff point where we talk about your current needs. Yes, but who else? And I also see a second question coming in right now. Thank you, Fabio. But maybe it's like, first of all, how do I get in contact with you that we can talk about setting something up like this?
So it's pretty easy to just contact us to say, or your Atos person which you're talking to on a daily basis, to say I'm interested in that tool. Then we will connect you. We give you all directly access to the first demo. So it's not just talking about theoretically what do you need. We can talk about the details. We can give you access to demos so that you can test it before you really do something. And then together with the partners, we quickly develop maybe the use cases you would like to see. And what Max showed was basically, it's not just let's say walking through your plant. He showed in 3 different ways of data integration. This is, I think, this is the first time when I look at these kind of tools that you have integration to operation data. So what is your production doing? The plant, is the machine running well? You have IT data. IT view, IT events is the router up to date, the firmware, and the third one is very important. At the same time, we are also tracking cybersecurity issues, and that is if a customer is interested in that. Of course, that takes a little bit more work to think what data do you want to use, what of the use cases you would like to have to enrich that tool step by step. But there's no need to with a big bang. You can make a roadmap, really deciding what is the first things you would have first, in addition to a nice walkthrough, measurement, planning, and when we together with you we decide which use cases creates the value, the benefits, is justifying the investment you have to do. So pretty easy, straightforward.
Yeah.
You can start small and then make step by step enhancing the approach and the benefits.
That's perfect. Just wanted to say that, like, start small, start fast, just get in
Yeah.
contact. That's awesome. Maybe we can bring the question in that came from Fabio, because it's also maybe a kind of a similar thought. Now we're talking about manufacturing plant, looking into that. And I will just bring the question up just for a second. And it was like, what kind of industries can use this solution? Is there something else where we have it for manufacturing, but it's like, it's not bound to manufacturing, right?
No. As you
Yeah.
stated, it can be used for any kind of office building, not
Right.
just a plant. Sometimes, if you have big office buildings, you have sometimes the issue that you find all the devices, printers, which are moving easily in the building. So it's any kind of administration offices. You can go to power plants. I know examples where energy companies are using the tool to monitor their energy power plants, huge
Right.
devices, also very impressive areas where you say better high risk, high security areas. Companies will say, I don't want to have people walking through my nuclear plant mission. Let's say it's very extreme. I would like to do that remotely. So basically, it's retail stores. I see no limitation where you can
Okay.
find use cases to use this virtual tool to make you work easier, especially in COVID times when people cannot travel that easily. So you need tools to allow the experts, the management, or whatever, to go literally to any place in the world and to check your business.
Wow, yeah, that's impressive. It's sort of like the new way of having a dashboard from your manufacturing plant, real-time live. Well, thank you so much, Max, for joining us and showing that live, because that's the one thing, talking about the solution. The other
Exactly.
hand is like showing it and showing it live. Thank you for being with us today. Yes, we will stay in contact. We see you soon. Oh, now he's already gone. That's so fast. Thilo, thank you so much for really bringing in a live demonstration of something, because I think making things tangible is quite important. We have already scheduled another fireside chat, because people start asking us questions in between, maybe not during the fireside chats itself, but then we receive emails, then we receive feedback over LinkedIn. So what's the next topic we can expect from you? Is there also some magic you will put out of your pocket, or what's the scope for the next time?
So I think what we have seen talking to our customers is that there is not a limitation of good ideas. Most companies are struggling in bringing these great ideas and tools to scale.
Right.
Meaning you have it somewhere in one plant, you to develop it with a smart partner around the corner. It's working very, very well. But if you want to scale it in different plants, is it really secure? Can you manage it? How to run it in the other regions to create more benefits out of your many POCs you might have already in place? So that on the next session, I think it's important to show you a little bit more how the smart manufacturing studio approach can help you to scale your cool ideas you have already in mind, already in place around your globe to really create the benefits you are looking for. And that's, of course, is not, as I mentioned in the first session, this is not just an Atos thing. Innovation at scale, at speed, it's very important with partners. So therefore, I think in the next session, talking a little bit about the partners, maybe the partners can also state bring some partners on stage, and then looking together with partners how to scale that at speed.
Wow, thank you so much. That sounds great. So it was like from ideation, how you come to a smart manufacturing studio session, about like what you could really see being in a smart factoring studio session, or just like going beyond. And now on the partner network, how to scale things up and make it bigger. So I'm really looking ahead already. And yeah, thank you so much also, Thilo, for being with me again. Looking forward to see you the next time now.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Thilo. Okay, and for all the participants in the call right here, if you have questions, or if you have questions coming up, feel free to just place the questions right here in the chat. Just send us an email or ask us about anything you want to see in the future. You saw from the last time, we were flexible. We just brought something up because there was demand and interest. And that's what it's all about. Smart Manufacturing Studio is not a pre-programmed thing. It's about your specific needs, answering your specific questions. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we will keep on doing in the future. So stay tuned. Pretty soon, we're going for our next Fireside Chat from the Atos Global Manufacturing Studio. Have a great day. See you soon. And bye-bye.